Welcome to Wrong Time Watch. My name is Kevin, and today we're looking at two pretty extreme Japanese dive watches. On the left here we have the SBBN027, and on the right we have the BJ8050-08E, otherwise better known as the Eco-Zilla, and the yellowfin tuna, also seen as called the bumblebee tuna. So right off the bat, the prices don't really compare. The tuna is about 4 times the price of the Ecozilla. This one's around $2,000 MSRP, and this one is $495. You can buy the Ecozilla for a lot less than that used though. So as far as the depth rating, you can see here, Marine Master Professional 1000 meter. Every time I pick it up and look at that, I'm amazed. 1,000 meter water rating. That's just pretty crazy. Also, materials on this are crazy as well. It's a titanium, a mono case titanium watch with diashield, and it has a ceramic shroud. So when I say it's a mono case, meaning there's not a screw down case back, you have to get to the movement through the front. You would remove the shroud, remove the bezel, and then there's a ring around the crystal there that you would unscrew, and then everything would come out. So very neat system. It also means it's not very easy to get the battery changed, or to change it yourself, I should say. But you can see the shroud screws right there, 2 at the bottom of the watch, the 6 o'clock position, and then 2 up here at the 12 o'clock position. Yeah, it's nice and shiny. It's all black. It's a very cool looking watch, and the hardware is titanium as well. It is a large watch, 49 millimeter diameter, but it doesn't wear all that large, and it's really lightweight, so it wears a lot better than you think it would. And then you can see there the kanji day. Maybe a little hard to see with the word position of the hour hand. Okay, let's look at the Ecozilla. Every time I pick this up, I smile. I don't know, this thing just cracks me up. It's a big beast of a watch. It's not really practical to own or wear, but it's fun. So I mean, that has to count for something. I actually purchased this watch used. You can see it's been worn and loved. So yeah, very cool watch. So this watch has a small dial relative to the size of the case. This one is rated to 300 meter, professional diver 300 meters, so it's actually ISO certified for 300 meters. And then you can see there's Citizen Eco Drive, or Eco Drive, however you want to say it. And then there's a date at 3 o'clock. No day present on that date wheel. Bezel's not really all that easy to use, but that's probably a good thing it's not that easy to turn. The tuna's a little easier to turn. So there we go. Set it once and it's not going to move on you. The tuna's shrouded, it's a little easier to turn, but it's not going to move on you either. The other one's a little more clicky. This one feels like it's dragging, like you can feel a gasket in there. Did I go past? Nope, looks like I got it right there. Looks like it lines up quite well, as it should. It's an expensive watch. Okay, so this one has the B873 Eco Drive movement, and the tuna has the 7C46 movement, just like all the tunas do, as far as I know. I believe they all have the same quartz movement. So this one is 3/16 ounce stainless steel. Has a black urethane strap, and it does come with an extension piece that you would hook into here, or maybe hook it on this side. Either way, it extends the strap so you can put it over a wetsuit or whatever you kind of suit you need to wear if you go down 300 meters underwater. Definitely that's what's it called, compression diving. I don't know, I'm not much of a diver, but you need a special setup to go down that deep for sure. Okay, let's talk about the dimensions of these watches. I've already mentioned the one-piece construction and materials on this watch. So So let's go over the dimensions here. As I mentioned, well, actually it's 49.1, not 49 millimeter. 16.1 thick, so yes, this is a thick watch. It's all black though, so it's kind of, it plays tricks on how it looks on your wrist as far as being a large watch, but it is a large watch. 22 millimeter lug width here, and it is hidden under the shroud, so the 49.1 millimeter diameter is basically your lug to lug as well. It does have the 4 o'clock crown here. It's a nice large crown. So to continue with the dimensions, that is a 7.9 millimeter crown, and it weighs in at 118 grams. Very lightweight for such a large watch. Okay, let's go to the Eco-Zilla. Eco-Zilla is 48 millimeter diameter, but it looks larger than the Tuna. I'll put them side by side again, but to me it looks larger. It definitely is thicker. I'm sorry for laughing, but I don't know, I just get a chuckle every time I handle this thing. 18.3 millimeter thick, 32 millimeter so-called lug width. This is where the strap starts out at 32, and it does taper down to 20, so it's a little bit thinner, 2 millimeter thinner than the Tuna. And the crown is a little small, maybe not by itself. 6.4 millimeter crown, that's okay, but compared to the case, it just looks tiny. And this one weighs 180 grams, and it's all in the head. It's definitely topsy-turvy, topsy-turvy, whatever, however you want to call it. It'll tip over on you here. So let me put these side by side again and see if you agree. Does the Tuna look larger than the Eco-Zilla in the diameter dimension? I really think the Eco-Zilla looks larger, but it's not. Let me hold these. Let's see, this way you can check out the thicknesses. I don't know, I can't really tell that the Ecozilla is 2 millimeters thicker, but it definitely is based on the calipers. So let me get both of these on wrist, and then we'll check out the Lume shot. I'm very interested to see the Lume. I know the Tuna Lume is awesome. I think the Ecozilla is pretty good too from what I remember. I really remember the Tuna because it always outshines everything else I have on the table with it. So there we go. I mean, for 49 millimeter diameter, I think it's plenty wearable. Clearly not with a suit, but other than that, well, long sleeve shirt, but I guess it depends what kind of shirt you're wearing. Very cool watch. So I have a 6.5 inch wrist with a 52 millimeter wristband for reference, in case you're interested or wondering. So that one over there. Get this guy on wrist, and I'm kind of proud of myself. I keep holding this in the proper orientation. The 9 o'clock crown here always throws me off, and oftentimes I'll pick it up like this. But yeah, there we go. The strap on the Tuna definitely feels better quality. This feels it's stiff. It's not as pliable as this one. This one's silicone strap there. See, I forget where I'm at on this one. Yeah, second tightest hole position. You got all this extra hanging out here, but it does have a protrusion on this part of the strap, so it stays in the keeper very well. Let's see, I don't know if I can get the keeper higher up or not. Anyway, let's just put it on. It does have this double buckle type system here. There we go, through that one, down through this one. There we go, good enough. So yeah, again, 6.5 inch wrist, 52 millimeter wristband, and 48 millimeter diameter. I don't know if it looks like it's 18 mils thick or not. Yeah, it definitely does look like it's 18 mils thick. Or more specifically 18.3. So if you have a chance to experience this watch, I would definitely check it out. I mean, it's a fun watch. It's not that terribly expensive on the secondary market, and you should be able to sell it to get your money back, or maybe just lose a little bit of money. Mineral crystal on this one, and the Tuna has a sapphire crystal. Forgot to mention that earlier, and they both do have printed indices. If you haven't subscribed yet, please hit that subscribe button. I greatly appreciate it, and it really helps me out. And with that said, let's pause the video and take a look at the Lume. Alright, here we have the Lume. The Ecozilla, of course, is on the left and the Tuna is on the right. Let me bring these up to the same height. By eye and on video, the Tuna is brighter for sure. But the Lume on the Citizen is not bad. It's just not as great as the Tuna here. This Tuna has amazing Lume. I don't think I've had another watch that has as good of Lume as this Tuna. That will conclude this video. As always, thank you for your time and thank you for watching. Actually, look at the Lume pip on that Tuna. It's kind of bleeding out through the rest of the bezel insert there. But anyway, great Lume on this watch, as all Tunas do have.